In just about every factory, every large facility, there's this huge hidden cost that's just silently eating away at your bottom line. It's this invisible drain on your resources that, for years, you've just had to accept as, well, the cost of doing business. Until now. So let's dive in and see exactly how much energy is being wasted, and more importantly, how you can get it back. Okay, first, we gotta wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this problem. Cooling and refrigeration equipment, the stuff that really powers modern industry, it consumes over half of all global energy. That is a staggering number. Now, this isn't just about the environment. It's a colossal operational expense. And Greenwave's entire mission is to tackle this massive global footprint by getting your equipment to run at its absolute peak. And this is where that huge global problem really hits home, right inside your own machinery. According to ASHRAE, they're the ones who literally set the industry standards for this stuff. Your brand new, expensive equipment starts losing efficiency the moment you switch it on. We're talking a 7% loss in year one, and that climbs to a mind-blowing 30% total loss in just 5 years. That's a predictable decay, sure, but as we're about to see, it is also completely preventable. So what is this silent killer? What's actually causing this decay? Let's pull back the curtain and uncover the root cause of this massive inefficiency. The culprit is something called oil fouling. And honestly, the best way to think of it is like equipment cholesterol, right? Just like cholesterol clogs up your arteries, a super thin insulating layer of compressor oil inevitably builds up inside the pipes of your heat exchanger. And slowly but surely, it just chokes its ability to transfer heat. So here's the crucial part. This tiny microscopic layer of oil acts as a really powerful insulator. So instead of letting heat escape like it's supposed to, it traps it. And what happens then? Well, it forces your compressor to work way harder, run much longer, and burn way more energy, just to get the same amount of cooling. For decades, everyone just accepted this as an unavoidable cost. But what if you could not only get rid of that cholesterol, but permanently stop it from ever coming back? This is where we stop talking about the problem and start talking about a fundamental solution, a permanent chemical upgrade called Greenwave Frigi-Tech. And check this out. This visual says it all. On the left, you see that sluggish, restricted flow caused by oil fouling. That's what's killing your heat transfer. Then, on the right, you see what happens after Frigi-Tech gets in there. The oil barrier is just gone, creating this fast, dynamic, turbulent flow that lets heat escape like it's supposed to. But this is where things get really incredible, because this stuff isn't just a cleaning agent. If you look here at 1,000 times magnification, you'll see the Frigi-Tech treatment actually alters the metal surfaces themselves. It chemically smooths them out on a microscopic level, improving lubrication effectiveness by an unbelievable 1,500 times. And that's why we call it a permanent, space-age treatment. You're not just cleaning the pipes, you are fundamentally upgrading the physical properties of your machine for its entire life. It really is a true one-and-done solution. And the formula itself is incredibly comprehensive. It's a whole 4-pillar upgrade. You've got anti-wear additives to protect the core parts, you've got oxidation and corrosion inhibitors to shield the metal, and conditioners to keep the seals in good shape. It goes so far beyond just heat transfer. It's about extending the actual life of your entire system. And you know what's even better? This technology is universally compatible. It doesn't matter if we're talking about huge industrial chillers, the AC in your building, or critical cold chain hardware. Frigi-Tech is designed to work across the board. Okay, let's get to the most important part, the part everyone's waiting for, the return on investment. Because this technology isn't just a theory in a lab, it has been deployed and proven by some of the biggest names out there. Let's look at the actual numbers. First off, let's look at the hard science. And listen, these are not our numbers. They come from the Electrical Research and Development Association, or ERDA, a major independent group. They ran rigorous empirical tests on standard equipment just to validate the performance claims. And the results were, well, they were stunning. ERDA's tests confirmed a 28.46% drop in specific power consumption. So what does that mean in simple terms? It means the exact same piece of equipment, after being treated, used nearly 30% less electricity to do the exact same amount of work. And this is even more impressive. They measured a 39.43% increase in the coefficient of performance, or COP. That's the direct engineering measurement for efficiency, how much cooling you get for every bit of energy you put in. A nearly 40% jump in raw performance is, well, it's just unheard of in this industry. But what about in the real world? This is where the proof just becomes undeniable.
Let's look at the actual savings that have been documented by industry leaders who have already put Frigi-Tech to work. Take Mahindra, for example, a manufacturing giant. At their Nashik plant, they documented a 13% reduction in energy consumption. Now, for an operation that massive, 13% is a huge financial saving year after year after year. Or look at Bosch, one of the most respected engineering companies on the entire planet. They treated a massive 600-ton chiller and recorded 9.8% in savings. I mean, these are meticulous, data-driven companies, and the numbers just speak for themselves. And for some clients, the results are even more dramatic. Pharmaceutical leaders like Zydus Cadila and Biocon Biologics saw savings of 29% and 24%. Energy companies like GMR saw over 20%. The evidence from the field is crystal clear. So, let's bring it all together. The whole ROI is built on one simple, powerful idea. You treat it once, and you forget it. This is a single investment that pays you back for the entire life of your system. The return you get comes from 4 key areas. 1, you slash your maintenance costs because the equipment just lasts longer. 2, you directly reduce your power bill, usually between 5 and 20%. 3, you measurably lower your carbon footprint. And 4, you improve compressor performance, which means it just runs less often to do the exact same job. Which really leaves us with one final thought. We know for a fact that your untreated equipment is losing efficiency and wasting money every single day it's running. So the question isn't really, can I afford this treatment? It's, how much longer can I afford to keep wasting all that energy without it? You literally hold the power to stop this hidden decay, to reclaim that lost energy and restore your system to a performance level that's actually better than new. Contact Greenwave Frigi-Tech today, and let's find out exactly how much you can save.